Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Love Beneath podcast. I'm your host, Minazia Sheikh Al Islami. I'm so happy you're here, and thank you so much for the love from my last episode. I'm so happy to be back. I've really got this thing down now. I really struggle with perfectionism, and I go above and beyond to a point where it's almost inappropriate or like really not healthy. For example, I just graduated from my yoga training last year, and the assignment to graduate was all we had to, by the way, sorry if you hear the cats. Every time I record a podcast episode, they just start freaking out. I feel like they're feeling the energy and they just start going crazy. So you're just going to hear a lot of scrambling, and that's little critters running around here. So in my yoga training for our final, we had to teach a class, and the sequence was something we had been working on the entire time. So, very straightforward. She just wants to see your technique and all that. I create an entirely new class that I have to then memorize, and I write, sing, and produce every single piece of music that I'm playing. So I produced 60 minutes of music, which if you make music, you know how long that takes. I mean, that took me like 30 or 40 hours to do that. And then I made my own sequence. So that's what we're dealing with. I can't just be chill about anything, and I have really been working on showing up here and saying, this is the message I have for you today, and not worrying about, is that going to look good on a thumbnail? Is this going to be something people want to click on? I'm committed to, this is what I feel the message is today, so I'm going to give the message, and that's good enough. And I don't need to do this above and beyond, like whatever. So that is my personal thing that I'm working on right now. And if you have followed me or listened to me for a while, you know that I love to teach using myself as an example, because I feel like I've made every mistake that you could possibly ever make. And so I know what I'm talking about when I say a lot of these things. So that's something I'm working on. And so, yeah, I'm excited to come back Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and just come on here and honestly just chat, which is why I changed where I sit too. Like, this little spot on my couch is just, it's my cozy spot. And I just feel like then I can just chat with you, and it's less like, hello, I'm on the stage, and it's more just like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, how have you been? So that's what we're doing going forward. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. If you are listening on a podcast platform, please like the show and give me a review. Would love that. Thank you so much. All right, so the message today is very much around, there are opportunities around you, but you're not seeing them because you are not good at receiving. So if this resonates with you, let's chat about it. Let's first talk about, what does that even mean? And I could go on and on about this. And if you would like me to, book a session with me, because we can dive into it even deeper together. But the basic like introduction of what the power of receiving. Everything that you desires you. And I know that that's cheesy, and we've seen that on a million memes and whatever. I believe that with everything, every fiber of my being. Anything that you feel a soul pull to is also feeling that pull toward you and is coming toward you. Now, there's a difference between desiring something because you feel empty inside and you want that to fill that void. That's a little different. But when you have something that you just have this deep soul, or like you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your body, just this yearning for something, that is yearning for you too. And the only block is something around not being able to receive. And I work with a lot of people, and a lot of people have the same thing of, when they were growing up, they had to be a space holder all the time. So now they don't understand how to have space held for them or how to receive from others, because they were always expected to be the giver. And so, there's varying degrees of that, but you might resonate with that. Or just in general, it's when you're someone who feels very deeply, you're not as likely to take up space. You are more likely to hold space for others because you can feel how deep and vast you are. And then you can feel how maybe not as deep and vast someone else is. And so they're kind of, crashing out. And so you naturally move into, oh, you're having a freak out and I'm not. So let me hold space for you. And this is where the common thing of empaths or highly sensitive people who care very deeply, not having boundaries. Because it's very unnatural, and I agree, it's very unnatural to have someone needing to kind of, trauma dump on you and for you to say, sorry, I can't. I'm not available for that. Even though you are. I could take it on, but I can't because that's going to set me up for failure later. I actually can't take it on, but I could. You know what I mean? So being able to say, especially to someone who just cannot handle their own problems, and you're kind of, sorry, I had my nose is I think I've got cat hair in it. Sorry. If you're listening to this, you're like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So having boundaries it's really hard to do. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you don't have boundaries, and I'm just going to riff on a bunch of stuff. So just listen to this and take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't have boundaries, you cannot receive, because boundaries protect yourself and provide yourself with the knowingness that you are safe, because you're making yourself safe. So when you self-abandon through lack of boundaries, you are stabbing your own self in the back. You are creating an environment within yourself where there is lack of trust, where there is lack of safety. And that's where we can fall into a lot of addictive patterns too, because we feel disconnected from everything because we're not even connected to ourselves. And where there is absence of connection, there will be addiction. And so right now, what's happening in the course of our human development at this time, I really feel that we are moving toward absolute truth. Cat butt. This is a time of absolute truth for people, and all the ways in which that you self-abandon are being seen now. And you can choose to see it. You can choose not to see it. Like I said in the last episode, I've seen people not choosing to see it and they're just totally freaking out. And then people who are choosing to see it and we're freaking out in a different way, but we're getting somewhere. So that's good. And yeah, so this year is so about truth and being able to see the truth of yourself, of where you're letting yourself down. So I just want you to think about all of this, because the message of today, I really feel that a lot of you, the desires that you have that want you back, those are trying to come to you. But if you do not have an ability to receive them, you won't see them, you won't receive them. There can be moments where you get kind of like a Hail Mary or something. But I'm even thinking about for myself, I used to be horrible at receiving love. Horrible. And the last 2 years, I have really, really worked on it. And I have done a 180 and I have become a mushy gushy love ball to everybody. And it's really shaped my life in amazing ways, in ways that I didn't think could ever happen for me. So I am telling you, this is not a miracle thing. This is not a, whoa, like this manifestation, like it. Yeah, you can say it's all those things if you want, depending on what lens you're looking through. But the lens that I'm looking through is when you get your energy right, everything happens for you. And I feel that we are at a moment right now where that is ready to pop for a lot of people. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the opportunities that you're looking for, the desires that you have, those are banging down your door, and you need to figure out what the block is in between those things. So I'm going to give you a little exercise to do that really helps me and it helps a lot of my clients out. So go ahead, get a piece of paper, and you can pause the video if you need to. Try not to use your phone apps. Try to do it like on paper, so that you're not distracted by screen. I know you're like literally listening or watching this on a screen, but as far as reflection, it's really good to physically write it down. So I want you to write down all your desires. Just go down the list. This, and like really go for it and really write down every single thing that you are dreaming about, that you are desiring, that would truly make you feel so fulfilled. Hestia says hi. Okay, so go ahead, pause if you need to. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I'm assuming you have unpaused now. You have your list. And if you're driving or doing something else, just save this episode, go back to it later, because this is super important and impactful, and I think you're going to love it. So you have that list. Now, I want you to look at the first, like find something. What do you like desire the most? Like which thing on there do you desire the most? Look at it. And I want you to, now we have to ask the subconscious. Okay. So I want you to look at this desire. And I'm going to ask you a question. And I want you to genuinely respond. Okay. So we're thinking about belief systems right now. So my question to you is, why don't you have that? And I want you to just sit with, why don't I have that? What is stopping me from having this? And you could come up with like a million excuses, right? Like, well, I want it. There's nothing stopping me. It's just not coming. Okay. So in that case, I want you to go a little deeper. And a lot of people will have like relationship goals on here. So I'm just going to use that as an example. So let's say you wrote like, you want to find your person. And you're like, well, I'm doing everything, but like they're just not around. So I want you to just take a second and whatever thing you've decided is your biggest thing that you want, I want you to just close your eyes. And I want you to journey into your sacral space, which is just below the belly button, which is our pleasure center, where the sexual reproductive organs are. And that's the space of creativity. That's the space of how we see ourselves. It's very, very powerful. So I want you to be in that space. And now I want you to ask yourself again. Now that you sit in that space, you can even put your hands on it. What fear surrounds this desire for me? And just, again, you can pause, take a minute. It could be something like, I'm scared it's never going to happen. I'm scared that I don't deserve it. I'm scared that I'll get it and then I'll lose it. So I want you to truly, truly, and do this with every single item. What is the fear? What is the block associated with that desire? Because when you actually are ready to receive a thing, you will know. Because you will be vibing. You'll be magnetic. Everyone will be staring at you. You will feel like you are the belle of the ball. Truly. You will feel so utterly irresistible and magnetic. So if you do not feel that way right now, there is a receiving blockage going on. And it's probably to do with how you see yourself or what you fear might happen in the future, like something to do with that. And so we need to get to the bottom of that, because bringing it back to the original message here, I feel like for so many of you, the blessings, again, I hate to say blessings because I don't even believe in being blessed. I believe that we create. So you can say blessings if you want to. That's totally fine. But that's not the point. The point is there are desires. There are the things that you're desiring, that you're wanting. the I can feel some of you craving, like, if only that could happen for me. If only this could happen for me. If only I could work this out. If I just had, I hear that, a lot of that. And so I want to say to you, it's a lot safer to suffer. It's a lot safer to feel like, woe is me. And you know what doesn't feel safe? To genuinely open yourself up. To genuinely want to receive something. Because then the stakes are high. Then it's like, now I've got it. I got to hold it. I might lose it, you know? So, and just in general, when we create blockage, it's because we don't feel safe. And the blockage makes us feel safety. So I need you to understand, like, what we're doing together right now. We are putting you in a space that you're not going to feel safe. And so that's counterintuitive because you're like, well, wait a minute. If I don't feel safe, isn't that a red flag? No, because we all have maladaptive tendencies that go against the natural flow of this world. And so we all need to come back to it. So take that list, think about it, figure out what the blockages are, tackle those, because things are wanting to come to you. And I have to tell you, you do not need to be healed to get any of these things. And I know that because I'm not healed. And I have a lot of the things that I have been desiring forever. And so I can honestly tell you that you don't even need to be 50% healed in order to get those things. You just need to believe somewhere inside you that it could happen and be brave. Like, be ready to be brave. What I have seen with people when it starts happening for them, it's not a matter of how healed you are. It's not a matter of like how much spiritual work you've done. It's, even though you have all this fear, is there still a piece of you that says, I'm ready to receive that if it should happen? So it's a bravery that you don't know what's going to happen, right? So it's such uncertainty, but you're willing to open yourself to it anyway. And you got to hold that. So go back to your list, check it twice, look at everything, look at what all the blockages are, and then do a third column and just sit and feel and just journal on what would it truly feel like to earnestly receive this? And you might feel fear, you might feel whatever, and you also might jump into your head. Don't do that. Receive it from your sacral space, your heart space, like, be in your body and genuinely feel how it feels to receive that thing or that person or whatever. So this is how we practice. We're practicing in the spiritual self, because the 3D is the past. The 3D already happened. You already created that. Or it was whatever. Okay, it's more nuanced than you created it, but we'll talk about that a different time. Okay, I have to go now because my cats are literally going insane. So I gotta go. But this has been your episode on messages on receiving. And I'm telling you just one more time, it's all coming to you. I can feel it. But you need to do some work. You need to open the door even a little bit. And again, if you want to work with this more with me, book with me. It'll be in the description box. I love all of you so much. Again, please interact with the video or the podcast or however you're listening or watching this. I love all of you so, so much. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.